we really see a lot of activity outside the traditional payment area. You know, payment was the area which everybody thought, okay, that's what NFC is going to be designed for. Every NFC mobile phone is going to be used for payment and related application. We as a company actually see some significant growth in that RFID or NFC segment, actually in non-payment areas. And that's really where we try to continue focusing going forward. You know, we have lots of activity in what's either called machine-to-machine or the gaming industry, you know, where those kind of traditional technology have basically made their way into with some massive opportunities out there. We have seen a lot of activities in related technology. For example, NFC-based electronic price tags, you know, for electronic tags which are basically at the shelf at supermarkets. And outside the traditional EMV-based payment arenas, you see a lot of activity in so-called walled garden payment applications, which we're also going to be striving after. So lots of side activities which have massive opportunities out there and significant volume out there. And I think that's also a kind of a trend the entire industry is going to be jumping on right now. Just think about Apple. You know, they just have come up with their low-powered Bluetooth activity, which seems to be what they are kind of betting on. Does this going to be change anything with regard to the things that I just described before, with regard to the various applications and verticals that we're going after? No, not at all. Because most of the applications are not even requiring a mobile phone, and therefore it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. I personally am a big believer of secure mobile identification. I personally believe that ultimately you will be having a mobile device, form factors might be changing going forward, that is carrying your credentials going forward. Be it for government applications, being for enterprise applications, or maybe even being it for your private stuff, like which you really want to have, because whatever your employer gives you, you have to do. Whatever your government gives you, you really have to be doing. But there's lots of other niches like loyalty and other things. So the mobile identification portion will have a major say in that area going forward. For us, we've been heavily involved in secure access in the past. And that's not going to be changing before, because if you look at the infrastructure bit, it doesn't matter whether you tap a card, whether you tap any kind of a credential or a mobile device to such kind of an infrastructure product. So we definitely will be having a say in there. When it comes to credentials which are supposed to be issued on those kind of phones, we even have activities around our identification on demand applications, which is a SaaS-based service that is going to be fulfilling that kind of requirements and that kind of activities, so that we significantly will be involved in that area. We're certainly looking forward to secure identification on being used on mobile devices, and not only on the infrastructure bit where we are continuing to provide respective products, but also in providing the respective credentials for those kind of devices. We are going to be having some major role in there, and we continue to basically provide respective offerings, therefore.